Right, emo bibia kwaba e dia bas sports arena so braso say trans na fe ye agudi mu nsem e de bro metuma ka cho say guso a ye da so a e wo international break ha the international games ni na ekoso e world cup games na bosu resource ni bi se na ekọ na nya is the nations league no I'm telling you ha Andra France ifam Portugal ifam saso and Spain ifam na team baako a wo show say owo form pa aye Georgia ade odi Albania no Armenia o said Armenia 9-1 on aggregate good 6-1 endra pa enye fedi agro enra Lukaku team fifresa endra osifem I'm telling you o ma Ukraine for na so ye papa 3-0 and onunko abo 2 goals second half manyama etumi koye edema Belgium national team no e wo no ye be rerem the Three Lions first game under Thomas Tuchel utimi say yes the tactics the way of profiling the players na bibia koye now so few players I come under immense criticism somebody like Marcus Rashford Sasso and Branty Feno Phil Foden say Phil Foden as say abasa kwano omo chede hu position obo a say obetimi ya bring the best out of him now number 10 rule ni that appear say Branty Feno Jude Bellingham agia boso an sa say Kopama Branty Feno Saka and enei Noni Madueke omo nyina say right wing hono no I'm sure say ho and omo be fighting for a face so number 10 rule no say Kopama pese o jiboso anase onu tumi gifri Branty Feno Jude Bellingham sempa dia na osa papa no otumi epeja no home so first round modern no boy na second round we ekoso ye say conversation na ekoso ni nyina na ndi mam obia nu obo ni din sesi a obia ka say Foden modern wo fam nti dia waiting for Saka and utimi say yes Bowen so no a ball hono ma utimi say yes enye fedi agokra ye other players so a enen uko Aston Villa one of omo midfielder back no so onimbo pop so no so number 10 rule no ono so ebetumi age e de aboso nti utimi say yes the dynamics ewo the Three Lions team ni mu no ekoya baby something which is there on ma and the defense no so Ben so nyane yes Newcastle defender no ono so enya kwanya siakan left footed nti sesi kame akwa se one Branty no Liverpool and be press sa row no na bibia so etumi akoye na afi wo hwe so a Ezra Konsa ono so ne Magui almost chale enye easy na Konsa no ne performance against Albania no was papa so ne Three Lions best abo ne omo ne Latvia we dey fofole I'm telling you fofole nti no utimi se so mo bogum na bibia etimi koye ye be rerem Italy Azuris kobo 3-3 omo ne Germany na so omo trafie ma Germany be show omo 2-1 nti 3-3 na atumi se still ye omo afiri mu ho no ma ene semi-finals na chese omo atumi adu a Portugal ne one ono utumi se ya pair omo a o se ye hwe ne ye de parents no enso betumi abro no hu de ekọ ene de eba France no utumi se yes after say omo say bet danu no say utumi say yes omo ati omo nim omo che boboku a ye friend Croatia enso etumi ye omo ho adwuma wo hono ma eno so ene enya asem ketu akra wo hono ma eno so ye ka ama wo so waye den wati bi nti say yes okohwe a fixtures no say na tie fixtures no say na tie Spain and France bebo Spain and France and beden bebo Nations League no Nations League no ma memfa tree nimra nti Portugal and Germany June 4th and on bebo sa match no June 4th and on bebo sa match no and June 5th Spain and so ne France nti ye hwe se Cristiano Ronaldo and en emrantie no ebetumi enya qualification ahead of Germany no more to me final no more to me asage nations league shall say maiden trophy no Portugal and eje ho no nti we enso ne results kakra eno so koso ho no ma me de bro show no okọ ABN Radio 1 ABN Radio 1 ABN Radio 1 on sabekan on a street is watching Facebook street is watching Facebook and also ubenya yen say ye twagu na DJ Kwaku Slim ne de sese ne kama kwa say ye instrument fa obium ye instrument fa obium nti ama ene atumi ayenyan pa janse na amanfo enim say hwa nti sese bi mukura bisam say list we ade no moja na yenyan me ka chom say yenyan na page no na me bo page ni chiro ma atumi say yes bibini all switch no aye den de ama no but kakra ye be sa build we so na fi bibia so akoye street is watching ana ABN Radio 1 street is watching ABN Radio 1 obenya yen se bibia ekoso ye na ma me kire se ukopie mu ewo ye World Cup de no so a ewo Africa ha no I'm telling you emu ayede papa emu ayede ma me fa resource ni bi mra enra Eswatini ene Mauritius enye izo 33 ewodum Gabon ekochi Kenya na Kenya fo no omu coach no Benny McCarthy akwa no ball omu bo no na wo hwe resource na atim say football kan kre Kenya ball omu boy against Gabon na so Branty friend Aubameyang class is permanent I'm telling you Branty no bo 2 goals edema Gabon na omu tumi ekonya impressive win enemi no ka say omu no mo ready kan 15 points ho no na so hye say Ivory Coast wo match one the Gambia ebebo nti ye be hwe sene eno so ebekwa kosi Sudan and Senegal ebo 0-0 kwesi apia omu wie omu asa so the protest atum omu se akoda wiso bi osina ka edima komo ye fene Dale asani Dale 19-year-old oni bo brutal sa branche no osiaka kakra de ma Spain nkola no na kamia kwakwa ase switch no antumi anya den ankoyi ho no nti ama Sudan for no said there be omo chi protest nti ye hwe de be kwakosi Togo ene Mauritania 2-2 Togo ene Mauritania 2-2 ene ho no ma chese otumi se Togo for no ohun ade ha omo Niger ene Morocco chese Niger for no ankasa no mo ye stubborn no omo ye stubborn papa shene so omo ball game no Morocco ana Morocco ni omo ball omo no di kan share first goal ana Morocco beti eno mo show mo 90+1 eno mo ti show mo na Niger for no Morocco ni na yeden omo coach no Badu very good coach Badu ene kura ma djuma ode Niger for no na very very impressive 2-1 ena chese Morocco for no share Ethiopia so transfer ma Egypt show mo 2-0 utimi se mama mush ane Mo Salah mo bobo ye papa Atiya mawa Atiya usina kadema Alali estatiye Mo Salah shego o mama mush boy abrante ye friend Osama Feiza usina kadema National Bank Egypt ono so Esiakan Trezeguet enso Esiakan abrante ye friend Zizu outmu se attacking machinery pa ana tese omo de kopie mu ewo Ethiopia for no home omko show mu 2-0 honum Guinea ene Somalia na we Guinea obi amowo Gurasi mowo abrante fe no Bade Kamano Sisi ene Diakabi akwa we Diakabi bone mo obo edema Valencia omo nyina agiram omo tena fie bo 0-0 we ye di pia ka Somalia ye di pia ka enti Guinea for no 7 point utimi se enyama ensheda enyeden koye Burundi tena fie ama Ivory Coast akosho mo 1-0 Chad Ghana guom 5 ho no Burkina Faso share 4 ama Djibouti timu bako DR Congo share 1 South Sudan entumi ante South Africa omo ne Nigeria ne Rwanda ne all the same group omo che Lesotho ebomo 2-0 So where to Derby, so Munina Lesotho no, in between South Africa. Rwanda, Etna Nigeria, Victor Osimhen, Akwana she 2 goals match. Se ultimu se Chelsea supporters ni bi, omo baby apeja enye easy. Algeria for eche Botswana bomo 3-1. Algeria for ebo Botswana 3-1. Abranti efeno Amura sina kaide ma Vuzbek. Ahmed Nasi Muhammad Amura. And Abranti efeno Guri 25-year-old ono so say ono strike the ma Olympic Marseille. And Riyad Mahrez ono so say Ojiska ewo Al Ali SC ewo Saudi ewo omunyina si akan ewo honom 3-1 no mu win Equatorial Guinea che Sao Tome and Principe ebo ni 2-0. Comoros atena fie ema Mali she 3-0 ewo honom Abrati efe Dumbia K ena Nene Kamori Dumbia eshe bako ena Douglas Nene usina kadema Salzburg RB Salzburg Dumbia no she 2 goals wo honom Comoros ultimuze omoso ye she papa Libya ene Angola 1-1. Gabon eshe Seychelles 3-0. Gambia eshe 3. Kenya she 3. Sierra Leone eshe 3. Guinea Bissau she 1. Zimbabwe eshe 2. Benin she 2. Cape Verde eshe 1. Mauritius Antumiante. Namibia ekoche Malawi she ne bako. Mozambique she Uganda 3-1. Eswatini ne Cameroon 0-0. Ana Tunisia and Liberia multimuze yes 1-0 na Tunisia share. Madagascar share Central African Republic. Enti fixtures na kanu say netie ene round 6 games no say netie. Namibia and Equatorial Guinea ebebo Guinea Bissau ne Burkina Faso, Liberia, Sao Tome and Principe, Central Africa Republic and Mali bebo yes omebo ene 4. Ivory Coast and the Gambia and the Berry so Madagascar and Ghana 7 p.m. and Nyefedi Agrokra. You bet Russia game nimu extensively. No one would hear corner the bar. You the live commentary super bro and so yepa. Live commentary yet be bro. Yes. Ethiopia and Djibouti a full front tokwa and easy. Tunisia and Malawi, Botswana and Somalia no so a full front tokwa. Benin and South Africa and Nyefedi Agrokra. Esan say Benin for no. Yes, omo no da second, omo sha, omo epa South Africa ho na bibia tumi akoy. Nigeria and Zimbabwe de be reda so da ochina Rwanda and Lesotho so e de be bo ni Angola and Cape Verde, Uganda, Guinea, Egypt, Sierra Leone, Sudan, South Sudan, Cameroon, Libya, Burundi, Seychelles, Mauritania, DR Congo, Senegal, Togo, Algeria, Mozambique, Comoros, Chad, Morocco, Tanzania. These are the games Ebebaso. My yenhwe se Namibia and Equatorial Guinea so 1-1. Me no ka say 1-1 e wo hono. Ma yenhwe se se Nations League you know. Yeah, friendly games ni bi na be so yeah. Yes, inti ye be hwe na afi dia kachi ni ya etumi e dia ba. Yes, Europe. Lithuania enso ene Finland, Albania and Andorra, Bosnia Herzegovina and Cyprus, England and Latvia, Saso and Poland and Malta, San Marino and Romania. I was for me mama kwaba.
Yeah, this story
Bibia come there. Yes, yendi kan share the Nations League no. Now Yenya is semi-final contingent. After the first round, it wasn't good results for some of the big teams, but then Omotumi bounced back and Omotumi show Cristiano Ronaldo saved penalty, but he was able to score and help any team. I think there sometimes you need to watch the games to see the impact. Yes, you will not see him running too much, you will not see him pressing too much, but then he still got it. A lot of people, fanaticism, a lot of people behave as clowns, right? So even the game against Denmark, and then I took my time to watch the game. And even the corner I resorted to almost first goal, no, he caused it. because maybe a ball short I deflected nya corner no. Then penalty na nkasa no also na cause penalty no. What I said, then eventually he scored. So I think that some of the criticism no very 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 unfortunate, and it is biased and influenced by some of this Messi Ronaldo fanaticism no. Yenra enumu kakra na afi the Nations League no semi-finals no why na likely so obeji the players no performances or modern edini ade yenhwe na afi yembra African de no.
Okay, so Usha Indra Nations League of course, so that is Portugal and Denmark game now. I think the first leg no be disappointed in Portugal team no. So omutimi lose here. That is 1-0 to Denmark. Intina Obia say in the second game no in MYBET.AFRICA akoya Portugal for betimi then I qualify for the next stage. Adeba kwa na after the game yenim same baby call so on Hoyland celebration or into Ronaldo beka so and yes maybe you only said disrespect, but it was more of like Hoyland that can't free in color bring free time and no Atlanta now say this is one player or person or anything or person or born the ball to so no into with the celebrations and it wasn't like a disrespect to Ronaldo. Ronaldo and then the comments the cracker said on the night on Bebo that's a game it was Sporting Lisbon for pitch in so no or be making sure say Hoyland the best share on the celebration in draw. It's me cause but I think with the Portuguese national team we players omukuta ene say can one of the countries omukuta players pan Europe now France we England I think Portugal and the next country a bit me abonidi omukuta players nini na we asima from the center backs and him say Ruben Dias one of the best we say Yehu Renato Vega with Juventus Yehu Mendes Yehu Dalu Man United Yehu even Diego Costa as a goalkeeper, they are all year. Intino, they omukuta one of the best teams, young talent. They can do everything. They can win everything in this world. And you want 2026 World Cups. Omutimi your mom betimi 8 winning, and even this Nation League omutimi we are the semi-final. Ombetimi ayo omutimi winning. Ronaldo's influence in the team ya de bakwa. Had the kesiye pan team. But sometimes in himself, send our council media wise ni other negative comments in MYBET chess as a Ronaldo cry na team ne sign and a Ronaldo na nyama say Ronaldo na nyama say in do bibia or share sa game no BBC will game no ma like many GE pa during the 90th minute more nanka game never be extra no obi o hwe game no hu say Ronaldo call Roberto Martinez so e ko ka che ne say ofile pain kaka won ne nan mu nti on yi no no mfa player from bra ye na enim say there been rumors going on say Ronaldo the obo game cry na yi na on person okotena say o person obo but ko Martinez so ka chen so onyi no mfo obi from bra o kan we no during the next winning who so yi no and no dey Gonzalo Ramos e buy na Gonzalo Ramos e buy game no any train car mobile game you influence or mutimi e buy Gonzalo Ramos in the extra time team be share go train car so etimi be share goal I think etimi bo Portugal during even time on best start extra no now coach ni omudi nkomo wie Ronaldo there were video clips of Ronaldo e call Gonzalo Ramos so any need nkomo point in such maybe one or two things are going into the game maybe as an experienced player with me who game no ma Gonzalo Ramos ko game no no so nhwe no nya den onu so ntimi nhwe ntimi emfanya go and ntimi mfa contribute na team ni nkonini. So Ronaldo has been a big influence to this Portuguese national team. Ye name him said before him na Portugal and here. But with this time Portugal the media or the information acquired around with him being selfish, it do baby as everything is based on him. I think this whole conversation to be put aside that he's one of the best players, making sure that the Portuguese national team is remember Denmark for Abaso going into a game against with talent class type of players now ultimately hold you to extra was something I think the Danish head coach will improve especially from the last Euro so my boy who said na enkoyi but you could see a lot of changes attacking wise and they are adding more Andre who players back whom you know guard more and even in the extra time you who had a be more Sporting Lisbon striker on also be multimedia boama nyama timikoyi but adebakwa ehami especially with this Portuguese national team a coach or Dalmano a friend Roberto Martinez. I think and yes, maybe or time na BB, but me feel say Roberto Martinez a coach be as a Portugal person muji BB or new coach as some do many tones so. Adding to say who the performance with the Belgium national team or behind the Belgium national team from 2016 August ever 2022 December. Belgium no a crop of players. Talent wise, Hazard, Mu, Lukaku, Mu, Kelvin De Bruyne, Mu, no more prime. They were doing so well. Belgium to me better #1 in world ranking, even though say no munje any major trophy or munye be significant, but their performance any nyamano it me do and no edu baby as a Belgium jane kwai no ko and now Belgium jane kwai no be join Portugal. And in the Portuguese national team no, one thing I'm seeing is they are just individual players. And they are not Belgium national team you know, individual players. Hazard be picky game, no a show up, no a performing. Lukaku be picky game, no a show up, no a performing. De Bruyne be picky game, no a show up, no a performing. With this same Portuguese national team, utimi something similar. It's like individuals na picky game, a type of system, a type of game planner. HSA, yes, there's a head coach. Who share the Spanish national team, I could see something like that. But I read the Portuguese national team, it's more about individuals and their games they go in and they struggle to score goals against Scotland. Now to move say you couldn't see anything better from them. They struggled against even Georgia or Euros near here. The game plan and everything was a bit poor. You ain't me who the best out of this Portuguese national team. But to me personally, I don't see him being the coach to lead Portugal to maybe win the World Cup or win major trophies. But time will tell. Senior the Nations League, a bit miako, and also 2026 in the World Cup. Maybe with the Portuguese national team, he can conjure one or two things that it could help them win that particular trophy. With France, any Croatia game, no be any just a game ne echo France. It will be hard for Croatia to qualify ahead of France unless say they get that early crucial goal a bit me abom. But one thing is that the France national team also on side. We players we Friday in the Komoa. We players are France national team Nikuta from Dembele all performing so well on the club. Kylian Mbappe performing so well on the club. Barcola doing so well. Ulisse, all this front line they are doing so well. We France national team now is like you call every team and you pick at least best players and you group you on the national team, and they should be scoring for fun. They should just be scoring for fun. In their game against Croatia in the first leg, France couldn't get a goal. It was very, very surprising. But in this day, being say coming to France, coming to Paris, at least France needs to do something. In the first half, the game was very poor, very, very poor game. And in the second half, Ulisse, it's me be share free kick in France. Now, free kick not share now. Last time a French player team share free kick was Paul Pogba in 2018. Free Robert Pimene. Obia almost like 7 years money. Obia into me France national team player be into me share free kicker. I think a more motivation sample makes me push game no at least even to an extra or even winner Dembele with an Olisa assist and so it's me by with the penalty shootout no being himself with the goalkeeper or the Croatia I know is one of the best when it comes to penalty shootouts, but when to me and Boma France it me qualify. The next round they be a very difficult game, especially so on this spin and able. You name the rivalry between these two teams and also players are key players are Mbappe leading this France national team. Lamine Yamal, the Real Madrid Barcelona era way fight a bit me about into this game in June. You better send this fixture bit me with Germany and Italy. I think it was a good game. Before on my first league, me dim come I say anytime at these two teams be mostly the obebo home and lose. In Sabia, the obo home bit match and handicap of 2 likely so be winning. This was a good game. Maybe Italy for Abba. So even though they lost the first leg, they make sure say the second leg they'll go in very strong. Make sure say who say yes, this is the Italian national team and they are doing a rebuilding stage which they are looking to make things well. In the first half, they lost the game totally, going 3-0 down to Germany. But in the second half, they added a more skin one player via the Italian national team, Ezo Mutimi Buono, because he will be one of their key players going forward. Or yeah, a striking profile now. I am more of the Balotelli style nibi. Obeshe go now. Obe press, obe bibia, making sure say team the performance beat my day. akonenim. But sometimes na attitude wise and hano and until now share ne career and the profile will movie club side do baby cover ball Everton will movie because sometimes no or under some coaches are ne attitude and the training sessions ne nyama bi no coaches ne time pe nti enu nti hu se onya a good start our clubs okoba o share in this two-legged games with him share 3 goals, meaning say he is one player. If you give him the chance to play obetimi a convert ye be share going forward. There's Skamaka ba how we a friend is saying Spalletti be born is Skamaka with a 3-4-2 3-5-2 formation as say who say Italy person mo bono onene Skamaka ebetimi abo Amadini ba no. I think he will be on the bench. Italy would have one of the best attacking forwards going forward. Ebebom national team. It was a good game. Both teams eba into the game. You conversations about the Nations League as a here as a way Europe for only the waste time in Yama. But you could see these 4 games of course. You know, it should say yes, they are quality. They are doing all their best. And as teams ne kwa no mo kwatwe mo and countries ne kwa mo kwatwe mo. Obiaba etimi be yire ne ho ebobo no e make sure say that Nations League trophy na Spain eje last season no. Person Obia so person also fighting no TMGB with Spain and in Netherlands game. I think that was the highest scoring fixture of the quarterfinals and they in a 6-5 aggregate. These are 2 high scoring teams. I think Netherlands is surprising me here because our Netherlands team now forwards, you know, they are not more of a goal scoring type of forwards. Man, Frimpong, you name him, say no a right wing back, and I see he's being converted to a right back, a right winger in this Netherlands national team. Gakpo and Memphis Depay. I think Gakpo is more of a goal scorer. Memphis Depay, yes, we're doing the peak of the career as Anyama and Koyesa. But this Netherlands national team are putting in their best. They go into games and score goals for fun. And Nuntino in 2-legged games, Omutimi share 5 goals. Similar to the Spanish national team in himself with Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, with Morata more, they are adding more. They are making sure say this is one of the best national teams, especially young wise.
I think with Spain, for what they are doing is remarkable.
Yes,
they are doing rebuilding and still competing.
Yes,
very very remarkable. What has been I say almost trump card, because you see when they were able to dominate football from 2008 to 2012, then
the
World Cup. Unse we no moje Euros no back to back, and on beje World Cup there. They can on that generation. So that generation, you can talk of Xabi Alonso. No, yeah, very established and experienced player. You can talk about Sergio Ramos, very experienced player. Casillas, very experienced. Puyol, very experienced. Even Jordi, what do you call it? Abaloa, very experienced. Oban Finfin one ma. Iniesta, Xavi, Fabregas. These were very experienced players. I'm even saying almost maybe average age you can say maybe 25, 24, 25. But if you look at this particular one, the new sensational defender, Bournemouth, Halsey, any lawman, Kubasimo, and Asensio. These are guys as omuna they omo opportunity omo ye de omo bo. Oban finfin one ma. You see young players uko anymore 2 young players. What has been the reason? Is it that omo? So we can situate this. Football mon, is it that only born a power talent no? It doesn't matter your age. And as you need experience.
Okay, so Osha with these both sides now from the 2008 to 2010 Omutimiji World Cup now and this team so if I'm looking at both sides, I think say I would give more praises to this team than maybe even the World Cup winning team. I didn't make us answer the World Cup winning team. You say it was dominated by just Barcelona and Real Madrid players. Obesho collapse no maybe 20 players no. Maybe ubenya one Valencia player, maybe one Villarreal player, any womb. Omomakana based on players and they've played together and they are back national team. So you could see the cohesion between them. But with this team, no, it's more of a mixed type of players. Ube Spain be parody lineup and you could see maybe just players who the same club ebe bad lineup no me two pair compared to the previous seasons. I think in 2010 after the World Cup coming to 2012 Spain almost fall off. I who say do baby they were finding it hard to even get crop of players to even represent them.
I think was it about players or about the more technical team? No.
Yes, sometimes our technical team 1-2. It was also about the players. They do baby. We weren't seeing some of their players performing that well in their clubs and until home. But this crop of players are about young talent. Say Oshe Housing, Oshe Asensio, Oshe Kubasi, Oshe Memphis say Lenormand the Paul Nuna winning that is 28 years. Asensio, Kubasi, Housing. These are 3 young players. They are under the age of 21. And when these players playing at the highest level, their club side, the national team, and they are still playing well. You have like 10 years to dominate. This center backs can dominate the world unless something happen, maybe injury, or maybe someone may lose form and abibi. But their team and kasa in total. I think Fabio Luis NAD on also 29. We Cucurella, with Danny Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, any maybe Morata, Mona Mekas, maybe age-wise or more minim. Anyway, 1 or 2 players.
But you see the influence I feel Nkolana wono. And then I am a Chelsea DSA. Is it that Nkolana omo bono just say omo quality no ncheda enye exceptional? Because Osha Kubasia, boom. Look at the ceiling. Like a kola all boss open. That house here, house in here. I think I may check it. They me cry my liking and say, so I wouldn't say no, baby. I finished John was here. I want to start you.
And what about Juventus? What about Roma? What about Italian?
Oh, I hand I also no mama a year proper coaching in terms of defending. It would mean any basis in here very right. And all day the Spanish flair so I then account.
But at least to me, I think that Ebano say, oh, you're rebuilding with national team, any club side. Most of the times, I know club side, then I know a very difficult saying national team. Because you see, used to, you have Black Stars, yeah, they be anytime you're better now. We've been preaching, so we should have a certain way, format. You bet me integrity, your players from under 17, under 20. Under 23 to the national team. The reason why this play national team is to integrating young guys in Uma, it doesn't look like a new team. Pau Kubasi, Lamine Yamal, Inaki friends, Nico Williams, Lenormand, this sound granny list of marble from under 17, under 20 to the national team. Young fa Gary Sangit under 17 of them college championship. With Sam Crank, or one or two buy a big drew, the England national team, or semi-finals and finals twice. In the about national team, if you have the right system, our players know they graduate to the certain stage. The moment that about national team, list to move from under 16 level. Imagine the facts and Ghana Black Stars, and I say Ghana, or more under 15 because you who's the meet under 15. You're friendly being, but you're 4 under 15. Under 17, under 20. The lab more players from Coco J AFCON used to how many of that squad? Anyway,
Black Stars.
The Black Stars squad. Obieni into the Omono system is so great that who graduated from under 17 who got 20. From 20 who got under 21. And then most of the players are used to Sa Ethan Mwaneria or Arsenal or Sheshe goes for Arsenal, the Champions League, a man for a try about. He's not part of Thomas Tuchel's squad. But ask where he is. He's with the England under 21. Aobo goes with the Chelsea players, with the Arsenal, Manchester City players, or when you collab, or may still under 21. You have felt more come. And if Ethan Waneri on Martin Skelly money, one Skelly now, or Beshe go down.
Yeah.
Or move the neighbor. He's not new to the squad because these are players
Yeah, I agree. The Okan tangent now Okan, but I'm also looking at say, is it not possible say a big team be to me have it? How say any Pao Kubasi playing and dominating and winning points?
Oh yes,
is it not possible?
Ayaz team no. Ayaz had a younger team with that time not delayed 18 years. No, the captain Ayaz team dominated the Champions League.
This thing about okay, Chelsea team near a young team, no.
Different backgrounds, and they all have to come and adapt to the culture.
The culture,
and the
yes.
system of Chelsea.
Okay.
In fact, what only by our say, players be more winning ball, but the pressure alone, who say who your coach?
Yeah.
Say sometimes, and yeah about talent.
Yeah.
That is why
the mindset and yeah.
Ubebo Crystal Palace, young Chaloba at Crystal Palace and Chaloba at Chelsea. Young Madrid, Chelsea by chance when it's when Liverpool call. Sometimes the club you are playing for plays a better role. Lami Yaman, he has taken the world by storm because of the mentality or the approach of saying you are coming to be the next star. So when it seems there,
and our environment, he's been there for all these years.
Lami Yaman, growing up, and they be only engineer transfer the different team. And yes, they are too anxious.
Yeah.
They give him that mentality. But the moment that injury
setting,
or Bobo also Osu, you have never biting now because system change at least it's very hard. That is why most of the players, especially the England players, the Spanish one, they really don't like traveling outside. Abia Obitse Kimmich, he's comfortable playing in Germany. Obitse Frank Lampard, they were comfortable playing in England. It is sometimes traveling, different culture, the pressure, and the because at least you won't get that food, so you have to adapt. So with certain kind of food, free Brazil, Kotoko play on free Brazil by Fabio Gama. Or by one castle ready for phone.
Yeah.
Yes, because you don't know Brazil. Oh, may not be indeed. Apart from say ube change the weather, the pressure, the mentality and everything, you have to adapt to the Chelsea culture. And that is why watch here, most of the players are Omuba Chelsea, Omufan, the African background and the South American for background. Mentality is actually a friendly. That is the reason why most of that players are more excelling the big clubs Europe used to.
Okay, it was
okay. Intino, we share the Spanish national team. There's something I think Yabebo de la Fuente Abaso, or also as a coach, you need him on the handle of under 20, under 21, and Waba. Into players be her, will new more aye Jumada during those youthful times, no minimum. So he has given them Zubimendi, he has given them that exposure, that experience, and who say the national team is performing well. With this Spain national team and the way or any call up and the way or assemble the players, no. If Inyama Koye na players ni be injuries and affect your more clubs, be rather national team, they can dominate the world for the next 10 years. Ubia intimate stop him. And that is one thing I'm so interested in. This Spain national team going forward will be any common because these are one of the crop of players they can be one of the best in the world. Yeah, the Nations League Group A now send a call and see and now the semi-finals no asset you be an exciting semi-final games. I think Germany Portugal will be some exciting game June 4th. Ubia Ben said that game. But with that time no now the likes of Kai Havertz more any Florian Wirtz Muninaba, it will make the game a more exciting fixture. With Spain, France, that would be another like a final before the final. I think we'll see also an exciting game. This is what the Nations League at the brain. Sometimes there are a whole lot of conversation on the league who soon name for so, but if you get exciting games, say and there might be etimikoye. There were other games in so and also also in the Nations League side. Belgium, I think only Ukraine game no. Obi biara share the first league game near the Bakwa. Ebe Oyapa, we Belgium squad, meeting parody from 2016. The Hazard, the Lukaku's, the De Bruyne, no being him said this Belgium team there. In Kenny, yeah, Shanka, Omaji World Cup Baku, and Omaji Euros, and the Nations League, Nikra Baku Kra. In Kenya, be one, but Omako through hard times, I know, Belgium team parody a team they can't even score, they can't even win a game against team a friend Ukraine. Now no wedding but going into this game, you will say coach near changes back be Courtois Anchi or the South and a cheer Lukaku and making sure say Oputi in the best. In the first league, Mbekao has going into a game against Ukraine, not Okobo 5 backer, is a bit worrying because Untimin can't say Ukraine were a lot of attackers and a lot of attacking threat to the extent that Belgium, as a national team, will be in say attacking wise, they have a lot of players. No, I sit back with 5 players. But in this game, or switch equal 4-3-3, how they could dominate the game, and Lukaku being the captain of the side, 2 goals, a ball man, they were able to win by 4-3 on aggregate. Another game, of course, I didn't send them by a Hungary and Ukraine. Hungary ni Turkey game, no, yes. And it was one game, Turkey FN 3-1 in the first league, and in the second league, Osam share Hungary 3-0. But with this,
they have a lot of talent.
Yes,
a lot.
Turkey, I think we in the next 3-5 years, we could see them dominate because Adagulemu, they are doing so well. It's bringing by the map. We game near there. I think there was a bit of a word change between Adagule and Saboslai. Now after the game, no, Saboslai Instagram page a post on Adagule picture or throw was here say 1088. It was here. Now Kofu be brain tea. I says I didn't know. Wako post 1088. A picture on Adagule arguing. But Yeshushe Mune Chese or Peso Chese Adagule this season. About just 1088 minutes. And Adagule Peso catch on Saboslai say on Cananun Tuman on you say. But I think these are some of the things Emma football near there. Mostly going into games, you see who's the players no, they are being more vocal. I like it when players are being more vocal. Emma, the excitement of the game, the echo show. You who's a we were keen more complain. He say we Manchester derby, we na players necessary no more. You see, you who derbies, even in point derbies between Arsenal and Man United are in the tunnel. Now Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane. In Tokwa Kwesi once and Omba Park, so it brings the seriousness and the excitement into the game. And this is one of the things but with the Nations League, I think Inyamako is one of the is one of the best tournaments Abwa, especially to get these top guns playing and giving us some of the exciting footballs a bit during this international break.
Still, Portugal struggle here. No matter how you look at it,
yes,
Portugal struggle. We have a coach or what history of not making one of the most exciting teams to reach their full potential. That is the Belgium national team. Is Portugal doing the same mistake?
And until I call Roberto Martinez in some into details. No, me who is on your coach say it be our person rebuilding. Opese boost up squad. Opese making sure say Nyama Bekuyi talent wise say free player he's one of the best. And until Belgium, me can say from August 2016 the Jumani sharing no be in Belgium national team no. That time we know the Vicent company is now finna hazard mobile. But Obeso team he made sure say he made them one of the best. PB last games are in-game management, formations, tactics, way friends and systems we win games, you know. Now only sad no. And in Everton, time on no coaching club side, Everton something similar. Boost up Everton squad with young talent and making sure say na Everton that is the 2013 to 2016 era in Everton with Romelu Lukaku no more dominating or Chelsea no more share more. But the fear factor now come bet me the trophies no na anua I then a sweet try and the Portuguese national team talent no but can he win the Nations League? Can he win them the World Cup and Ronaldo and they are the Bakwa or Messi out? And I think he's not the manager to do it. But maybe we'll see any lesson in with the Evertons, the Belgiums, as you see with the Portuguese national team. But the national team play, the way on my ball, you could see say sometimes the decision making crown air of him. In draw say those Ronaldo dominated game, but you could see say from the 80th minute he could not break at case him. And in case change, you don't need a player to come from the pitch to tell the coach say me feel some discomfort be on me and sun way. That is why you are the manager. You need to take crucial decisions. Make sure say you play to the style, a bit fitty players. Now more meeting you bring the best out of them. You who say in the Portuguese national team, no, they are still based on individual talent. And I'd say Ocean is starting 11 in the collapse. They are more based on experience. Players or Philly said they have the experience to do it, but not more of the young talents that they can come in and do well. In their first league game against Denmark, no, Joao Neves, a bobo yepa, but in this game, Obenchino, which I was a bit surprised seeing their lineup, but minimum they into Obenchino for what reason I didn't know. You name him say no BBR going into this international break, no BBR person share Quenda Chelsea no Chelsea fans will no person share Quenda Bobo. Say you bet me a chance in the Portuguese national team by you know. So these are I think these are young talents. If they were being given some minutes, you train Carl. He came in purposely because no person he play a bit free because of na player and also feel discomfort. Ultimately be mu edit 2 goals ever bomb. So sometimes and let's say a call to the extent of this injury be balance and why change. But in-game management now to say no. Send me the player we be more obey me baby on a normal day. I don't think they can train car be able, but when obey no ultimately 2 goals ever bomb team qualify. So Roberto Martinez and the Portuguese national team, maybe if they are to win the Euros, or the Nations League or the World Cup, coach the mentality, any philosophy. I don't think it would help Portugal to win any major trophy going forward.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this to one share no games na Ethiopia. I will start with the big games na Ethiopia. That is Spain and Netherlands game. I mean, used to right now in football, a lot of things are happening on and off the game. How a game by starting, and then Lami Yama once again was on Sushego and as I said, just 17 years. How was starting by statistics also kind people were saying a lot of things about him and before the game, Rafael van der Vaart Ebeka assembly about Lami Yama and member systems, but I'm sure game their course and now we have first leg in 2-2 was a game I was expecting Spain to kill the game, but these two who share Netherlands. I mean, they have a very good coach in Ronald Koeman, experienced one, and I know how they are playing. Ronald Koeman himself not type ball a typical 3-back, but this time around, the 3-back now over and say how or set it up with the 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 3 players up front. But in the game, when they are playing, say Clivert, that is Justin Clivert, Belmont player. Randers, any Frankie de Jong, Ebijin and Finfin. That is remember 1 million Santre or Frankie de Jong will stay, Tijani Randers, any Branson, any Justin Clivert will be running around the midfield. But Jeremy Frimpong here right back or Bono up front. But here is the case that if Netherlands team no a defender, Clivert ever become a Branson any Gutarida, Gutarida, only Van Heck, which is the Tottenham Hotspur player, Brighton Hotspur player, Van Dijk, any Martin. So these are how I set here. Indeed, Frimpong ever become the 4 defenders now. Now my somewhere 5. Clivert, De Jong, Tijani Randers, then now Memphis Depay, any Cody Gakpo, up front. So a man of more stability in defense and also more than messing attack. Whereas if they are attacking, apparently Frimpong, he is quick on the ball, the team crossing ball quickly. When you least mistake on the ball, that obey me across the ball, box them anytime to find Memphis Depay and apparently any Cody Gakpo in any other day. And not shapes, in fact, Oscar Mingueza or Siakan Edema Timothy Celta Vigo. This is a player who Barcelona some years to come. Lenormand, so it's started Atletico Madrid, or Samsung Ball, Branson, Eric Dean Hodgson. This is a player in a lot of big clubs, HAC, Branson, HAC, the signature. We see a kind of Bournemouth, days from Juventus, by AS Roma, and or Bournemouth, Chelsea, Real Madrid, and all the clubs, HAC, and they arguably the best left back in the world football currently. Marco Corella Estate, Danny Olmo, Zubimendi, and Abranta and Eddie Fabian Ruiz. And so as team actually list to almost squad now, they have virtually some of the best players competing at the highest level. More club side. Make up Kukurela, man for a series. But in fact, maybe you remember Nuno Mendes. We remember a few left back. Don't remember. I mean, top 5 left backs in the European scene currently. Umboma Kukurela in friendship. That is why I can say arguably he's the best left back in the European scene. Nico Williams, Oyarzabal, and Abranta and Eddie Lamiyama. List all. These are players. They are playing at the highest level for their class. You talk of Nico Williams. You talk of Mikel Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal, people may know. I'm not for sure and for my dream, but maybe he's not playing for the big class. But then since I died, no, he's a starter and day in day out. He's been playing. Lamiyama. I mean, it's hard time say you become how great he is. Dani Olmo for Barcelona, Yahu Zubimendi, Yahu Fabian Ruiz. This is a squad that, in fact, I'm going to see the Rodri absence. But it is a teamer, and there is Zubimendi air bar. That's what we use Zubimendi a fever. Or the either Abranta and the Eddie Garcia, Alexa Garcia for a Barry Bakusi. They have Mikel Merino more. They have Pedri. They have Ferran Torres. Mina bench. The number of players at least to a lot more bench. Players virtually come start here and commit manually. And then I mean it's a perfect game. I think that Barcelona for FC Spain for Ninya at least all. But it was quite unfortunate. Say Ushe game now. 8 minutes and Oyarzabal penalty. And also Netherlands for them the pressure by second half of 54 minutes on MYBET taken. Oyarzabal came back to take the lead for Spain. Ian Matson MYBET taken with the final assist from Xavi Simons. Anyway, that is how I get them the 2-2 in the extra in the full 90 minutes. You real extra time and Lamiyama and you a fine goal and then Xavi Simons as also taker. So you look at the players scoring for both clubs. They are virtually young and experienced players for both sides. But then Lamiyama as a penalty shootout. But yes, that Noah Lang and Abranta and the Eddie Antonio Malik, former Dortmund players, so see a kind of Aston Villa. Almost 2 players are almost say a penalty. Spain team list on and you can't say. I mean, I'm waiting in the semi-finals. I mean, in so many years for the past years, I'm in the UEFA Nations League. They've been going to the semi-finals, and let's not forget, in the 2021, I'm more NAS side, I'm more edgy. Lamiyama, as I can't check it, and I'm counting about that to some. List all. Rafael van der Vaart, former Real Madrid, and the Tottenham for legend in the car said, Lamiyama a good player, but he feels like he was superficial because I said he has a talent, but never be all and feels it and toss or Bobo Crown watching Nika too. And Lamiyama she will used to. As I can't picture that to swap. Or she'll go now and then with Nancy Boko and of Chin Nika. But for me, I just say. Mikel Merino, any Nadafu, Nico Williams, and crowd used to Oko TikToker. I'm not saying Chichikune, Opoku Biosin. No more Diasa, no more Shatawale, no more Disa, I'm a piano, and then the Chichin and Nika call for. And people knew that there was a direct reply to a Rafael van der Vaart saying, Nimasa, Ukrabuno, Madrid, legend. One shut down, one shut down, but some mess with me next time, and baby that. And the day after that, I stand so how. Indeed, as I come for the Instagram post, and was also posting more pictures. Go out, or then it's a Katana body. They are watching Nick and Akko form, and then you go no share, and our better say, pants down, a goal, missed penalty, and in the semi finals, goal Spain. This is a 17-year-old boy. What taking the world football by storm, scoring for fun for both club and country.
What he does with the ball.
The kind of goals I used to. The kind of goals Ocean. You see, one thing Emma, Messi, and Ronaldo, the top players, everybody are be able to this. Used to. They had that clutch moment. That clutch moment. If you are not a big player, unya, and you know Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe, Benzema, in some recently, I said. The moment that team leader from now open winning goal. No more special winning goal. The moment that Yashi team actually last minute we need that equalizer. no one be shares our goal. So we saw how Lamine Yamal dominated. Recent Heroes here come. You how Kylian Mbappe dominated the World Cup Argentina. World Cup final now Branton about hat-trick. These are the clutch moments. So with me reach that limelight, and I said with me reach that top hierarchy now. But also in that clutch moments, and that is what Lamine Yamal. And to me, I think that he's young. Sometimes he doesn't have to pay attention to these criticisms are the former players, social media, because Lamine Yamal typical Gen Z boy, money man generation, and always on TikTok. It's no. Oko to I am playing listo. Go Ghana has an idea. Listo Oko cancel now. I call you say or she will say or reply. But you see, listo, he was lucky that or she will go no call some people may see as disrespectful to the legend. But of course a penalty war, extra time. And I'm kind of fast one. Listo comes and can narrative may change. But you see, I like the spirit, I like how he's playing, and I think that he's young, and the young man said, or maybe reply quickly on France, Croatia, and Portugal and Denmark. You see, Portugal again in this for me. I think that going forward, Ronaldo should have it in the back of his mind. Say, the Ronaldo of 2018, 2010, 2008 coming, it's not the same Ronaldo now. You see, the reason why Eric Ten Hag no because Ronaldo in some way was the problem wasn't like say Ronaldo was not scoring at least one. And then playing football. Oh yeah, striker. You have to do more than scoring. Instead it's a Chelsea affair Nicolas Jackson. And you say Nicolas Jackson, over plan, no one share 20 goals. You say Ben was share 20 goals, but it was because this to ni how Okokoji ball, ni pressing, and a lot of things contribute to a lot of things to the team. So this to me, I think that Portugal team, no, they have a lot of squad. In fact, which one line up on ball against them and Krana, they had Joao Felix, Diogo Jota, Joao Neves, N'Golo Kante with Flo on the bench. They have Joao Pahinha. They have the new boy at Chelsea, Giovanni Quenda. They have striker, Antonio Silva. They have Trincao now bench. But yes, to Ronaldo STTN. Finally, they got the nod in the penalty shootout, and after extra time, almost winning 5-2. In fact, if Denmark can share Portugal, in as much as Denmark, so there was some exciting young players in the European leagues. There's no way on me to me. I live up to expectation against any team at me. Portugal. Ronaldo has a penalty, but yes, still, but I think that if Portugal wants to get the best out of their team, they shouldn't rely on Ronaldo. He might get them the goals, he might draw some players for them, but in fact, he might not get them that goals. In fact, I'm not saying or more extra goals. So we might think that Portugal they more rely on experience and in the manner or more the years. So sounds an idea. Germany and Italy used to play a bit starting a friend Angelo Stella. We see a kind of must because I can't answer better than you. I share some style. We see a kind of that he's one of the best defensive midfielders in the Bundesliga. In the own Germany airborne, that's a Stella air start here. He's a former Bayern Munich player. Is the reason why any shifty Kimmich across the right side of defense. That is the Branton near the air Stella. I me quick research about
the old Stuttgart no.
Yes.
As so far, me sure so so far.
Yes.
Cleft. Into wounds and has it no pam ni.
This is a player and a report which said Bayern Munich or boss team no moton. They want to go and pick the guy back. And we a lot some small data analysis about some of the players are or more ball in position, especially in central midfield. They many picture be out to about performance or no Joshua Kimmich, Vitinha, any more said Caicedo. The Sakabe Chekiamana or that as well. Still, I'm 23 years of age. This to out of the number of games Alabama Stuttgart this season, or making 79.7 duels, I defensive action. Say 100 defense and make labor made defensive duties, right 41%. Ball carriers 59 means that on shutdown for ball and running, while 59%, which is not bad for the caliber of player. Forward passes 98. So he's a typical DM now. Who person one starting ball on ball playing my list of about 98 forward passes 98.7 on that back pass player. About 90.9 forward passes the percentage, key passes 86. List of Odi Moises Caicedo, Vitinha, and Kimmich. Only Kimmich and I bought more progressive passes. Only Kimmich and I bought more key passes. And only Kimmich and I bought more forward passes than A or no Sabrata. Kimmich ni A Vitinha so I bought more passes. Since then, apart from Sa and I ball carriers Vitinha and Kimmich beating none of these players and also attacking a win. So I think that it's going to be an interesting game. I mean, it was an interesting game, but this player, people believe that, I mean, he's here to break into the European scene. I'm not for if people wow on Bundesliga, it's going to be very difficult. Say, especially more because in fact in the Champions League, Stuttgart boy, there were a lot of games are dominating here, and people also saw how incredible he is. In fact, who check Germany, Portugal, any England or these teams now, they have a lot of good players. Young, pursue a lot of games, a lot of numbers for club side. So I think that Germany, Italy game was a game very hard, but who check it German team as well. In terms of defense, in terms of midfield and attacking, you have a very good attack. And then you can because Moise Kean, one of the young lads, day in day out, they've been proving. They are up there. But so to me, I think that the first leg results were echo in favor of Germany, but Germany had only one job to do. So it's neither a defender or more goals or match, no more so it's me a progressing to the next country. So to me, I think that it was an interesting game for a German team, but one thing so say to my being Italy going to Germany knowing for a fact they had that winning mentality. Because watch the game now. Germany had 3 goals in the first half. So Joshua Kimmich and 30 minutes only happened to Bosch, Jamal Musiala, and then Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich actually the reason why that right wing back position inverting to midfield because after scoring that penalty, 2 goals are Musiala and a team Kindest, who is the striker also Kanma Busha Monchengladbach Cheshire, only has 6 goals and in fact second half Italy came into the game very well with Moise Kean having 2 goals and then Gaspadori 90 plus 5 minutes that penalty and also 18 able to. So I think that I think it was a good game, and I think that Germany and Italy game was something that we were expecting to say and can beat me. And so beat me a very good result. So right now Germany is so progressive to the semi-finals of the competition. So the semi-final done, we will see Germany facing Portugal and Spain facing France. Yamal up against Kylian Mbappe and all these teams, and then Germany and Portugal is going to be an interesting game.
Right. Okay. Yeah, share the African games, share African games, as a big teams kakra na woman. Yeah, tackle no kakra na yeah share senior. Ko wi na ye share Ghana de no. Yeah, ye share Ghana de mo bobo so a. Say Equatorial Guinea ne Namibia game na ende. In a 1-1, I think Equatorial Guinea this time around. Come on, more performance and shada Koyesa. Mune Namibia bo 1-1. Central African Republic and Mali bebo just 4 o'clock. Ya Ghana were interest or Burkina Faso and Guinea Bissau. Burkina for and that second Egypt and that first. Egypt was 13 points. Burkina Faso 8 points. Sierra Leone was 8. Intino Omone Guinea Bissau nye asem ketu akra. Libya ne Sao Tome I think so mutu ne there. Liberia na America. Inti Ivory Coast na so better second. On the Gambia na eba bebo. And Ghana ne Madagascar ne. So lenhwe aye die no. Ivory Coast ene Mali ne we no. Then Burkina Faso na afi ye mehwe Ghana there no.
Okay, listo. So we share African games na course na. I think there are games are interest baby room, especially Ghana for we Mali game obebo na. Ghana ni bia hwe say game no ebekwa akosisem because it brings a lot of we see ebo yen qualification because the two teams we baaku lose and baaku board, especially Mali lose and board draw you who say they are not closer to yen. There's one game I think both teams had ye papa, especially Mali eshe goals. Central African Republic you who say in this competition oma concede ye pam. We child oma concede 14. Central African Republic it may concede 13. Meaning it's a child up and just a goal, a bad conceding. So this will be a game. You said this is the African game, but we should expect a lot of goals. Send me kind Mali eshe goals here. Okwa we are making sure send the last time Oko Comoros or share 3. So today any more say obetimi across Central African Republic I will see a high scoring game. This is also one game my Central African Republic say omo per se omo make a point. At least if say the second spot no omutimi etimi rawa. This is a game so omutimi about home form de back kwa intimi back home. The last time we win a game was against Lesotho. After that about 4 games at once nini na we lose na anytime be a tough opponent beba no apart from Cameroon po question 1 anytime a tough opponent beba no 1 gia na enya ne 4 nti ene e be den say maybe obetimi ahye team a friend Mali so be go into this game so mo hwe say they need that crucial point. Say Mali win here now meaning to no ebe ono so be call 11 points, meaning say they are a bit closer to Ghana and they may go ahead of Madagascar. Say Madagascar lose in the game and then against Ghana. So this will be one game of both teams in all bono na still in new Ghana game so bo be any results to back and then game ebe course no with Ivory Coast any Gambia game on bebo ye name him say Gambia performance no in this qualifier saying yeah, Ivory Coast the last time Ivory Coast had a chance say so mu winning no mo koda first omutimi share 1-0 osha they've not conceded. That is one thing the positive side that they will take. Ivory Coast and Tunisia, they are the two teams they are doing so well defensively. They are going into this game a win the Umbekwa Koda first. Yebebo Gabon for Abasu because they are making sure so they are putting in everything to challenge Ivory Coast for that top spot. And Gabon at that first, about 6 games 15. Ivory Coast about 5 13. And then with a win for Ivory Coast, no, and the Umko 16 points, I takes them ahead. So this is a game, it's a must win for Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast and yes, or Bordeaux baby, it's a must win going into this game. We have the home record there. Everything backs Ivory Coast and they so team a friend Gambia because in their last 7 home games on Maboni Nano, Ivory Coast winning or share at least a minimum of 2 goals. It was just their game against Gabon. Penomutim share Gabon 1-0. So meaning saying this will be called MYBET.AFRICA. Ivory Coast game is straight win for Ivory Coast. Any over 1.5 for Ivory Coast. A likely say bet me abo him say this is something that they need to win and secure that spot. Next game I measure Su Biom and Su Tunisia and Malawi game. Malawi was very disappointing, especially with the World Cup, with the AFCON qualifiers. It's Michelle Comoros home and away. And making sure so coming into this World Cup qualifier, we do the same form Zambeba and share about 5 games was just 6 points. Meaning their performance near very poor and they are facing a team no ahead days so be conceded. That is Tunisia. One thing that Tunisia airball this World Cup qualifiers and say Oba on my own channel on so ambitious goals be brushing the back and into about 5 games I 7 goals. Meaning that they are going into this game no. Tunisia Bernard say at home they need to keep a clean sheet and not just keeping a clean sheet but avoiding Malawi to go back over to Malawi. So the last 2 away games were kono Otimiko share Comoros 2-0 to Omubeshe said this game if they can do something against the Tunisian national team. But Tunisia in their recent last 2 games they have a poor home form. Omuluso against Gambia and Oluso against Comoros. This is the same Comoros and Malawi question, so it will be a difficult game. start wise say maybe Tunisia no concede in Nyamano and my Philly maybe Tunisia has a bigger chance of winning this game. Malawi had win, and also almost if they need to prove a point that this is a game they need to win, at least to bring them to the third position on the non-multimia target. Say if they can overtake Namibia, this is one game they need to look out for. So I may come and bet after this is a game I may call for Tunisia win or draw, and also under 3.5 in this game, because I'm not seeing a lot of games say beat me about a game. The last game I met touch on that is with Liberia, any there be my main share your friend is saying Ethiopia, any Djibouti game no. Ethiopia any Djibouti game. These are games.
I think no a match of very inconsequential.
But you bet me winning game we no. A chance because say Ethiopia to me winning game we are Obabinya 6 points. That means they are equaling the same points with Guinea-Bissau. The other second was just 8 points. That is Burkina Faso. Into those a CF4 match, but Egypt are trimmed to the extent say, "Wow, bet me picking next 2 wins no, ultimate for the second spot because Egypt is show be into say Egypt 8 me share Burkina, Mona ultimate make maximum pointer. Ubet me akoba Equatorial Guinea, Ethiopia." Their performance so especially on Djibouti in the first league able 1-1, but their home form no, this is something that they need to boost their home form. I didn't tell them person touch on this game. The game where one game be at the goals by year papa inti likely over 2.5 over 3.5 in this game. A bit me abo any him say African games no goals in time back into a game when me check over 2.5 no then I'm almost 2.20 odds into betting me share the account game so because the attention here more of I see for neighbor, but this is a game at the goal style, but because in their last 2 meetings on my bono scoreline a 5-0 and a 4-3 into every time they are goal style, and now share Equatorial Guinea's home games away Ethiopia home games our average at least a 1.5. So lose so we knew 1.5 the table into 2.5 no even a 1.5 na 1.64. It's an easy order. I'll bet me afa MYBET.AFRICA no ntina me touch on this game. Mami share the European England mu game no kakra na afidie ya to aso England on Latvia neighbor. I think this is a game as a walk home for England. This is a game at Thomas Tuchel or the best share 1 or 2 things say be obeying. Obetimi their 4-minute team going into other difficult games because you need after the first share England game against Albania no. The first 4 minutes Thomas Tuchel bu fuye papa because England nya quick counter bi na nke say a forward pass betimi a breaking pass and more ma on betimi dey hide etimi take charge but Phil Foden J ball no Daniel no bosan ye the Thomas Tuchel bu fuye and oni obi wo ni bench ni coaching staff ni so kasa cheche ni nyama mienu inti ene against Latvia. I think player bit said Phil Foden and Marcus Rashford and no man start ya man because he was after the game the statement to be make here, and then I think Henderson can get a start against
Latvia. How will somebody like Opama fit into this England, because you see it appears so many more now. If Saka Baka obviously pick the right wing. Now the left wing, you know, is still up for grabs.
Yes.
And we know say left Honomono. Kupama cannot play there. Yeah. Noni Madueke cannot play there. Bowen cannot play there. So a bear down to Rashford, Sterling. You never know. Maybe before the World Cup, Anthony Gordon.
And maybe we used to bet him Eze beat me abo, Rogers beat me abo.
Rogers.
Yes, it's a bit caught to this 4. With Kopama there, and I think any more say
only we have a fighting position.
Only Jude Bellingham have a fighting position. Okay. Ne do baby na say be a Thomas Tuchel. They say maybe the strength of both are very higher. I could see Kopama occupying that 10 position and Jude Bellingham coming in as an 8. Oba Declan Rice. Right. So be more of offensive. Obetimi akuni ni man kwa more. But I think Saka on the right wing there, he has been able to cement there. Enyamwa Thomas Tuchel coach be a sometimes of a formation change. Enyamwa say baby could see
there will be some twists and
turns. A 3-4-3 type of system. Maybe Kopama and Jude Bellingham can occupy that double 10 role. But I think we game against Albania and Latvia, we wouldn't see the style of person about. So you say there's a whole lot of English media criticize their style, but you will see the best out of Thomas Tuchel. Time will be share the
big
tougher guys. Now be who yes, the in-game management, the formation in Yama, and then so ebia with James bit me starting. We say only a few minutes in the other game, maybe a bit me start with Liverpool or Muna. So maybe we can see maybe a new goalkeeper also coming in. You also afraid for goalkeeper, so maybe Pitford wouldn't go ahead. A new goalkeeper can come in.
Okay. Chama yenshana yefa Ghana de ni room quick na. Yenshwe Central African Republic Mali na Ghana de no.
This I think is going to be an interesting game between Central African Republic and Mali. Looking at the standings, we chat through the Ripping Boys about the Central African Republic. I'm consider a 13 goals, and a team will consider 13 goals. And I don't think it's a team waiting as to pay a Mali team of Comoros 3-0. I mean with the attack of a Abranta and then Bilal Toure stood up for striker with Nene also Salzburg. Obeka Abrante Nene in the AFCON Ayabo Cote d'Ivoire. He scored a spectacular free kick for Mali against Cote d'Ivoire. And this is a player Ninchifi Cote d'Ivoire, but he got as a Kobetima Bama Cote d'Ivoire and also Betima Sambama Mali. He scored that free kick for them. Musa so Ali Dieng. And the Abrante about 2 goals for Brest. Abrante Obekaya Brest able in the Champions League against PSG. He's on the shed number 9. If any Dumbia will turn to Musakura Bisa. He's also see a kind of Brest and he's been scoring for fun Brest this season and also but with this attack, Comoros team they started the AFCON as the World Cup qualifiers on a very good note. After so win against Ghana. And Central African Republic so a team with the qualifications now, but they have 4 points out of the 5 games on board. And Mali, knowing for a fact that if they're able to secure a win, they may have by now, on 11 points, they might be ahead of Madagascar and they might be second to Ghana. Depending on the results, a bit me happen with Ghana and Madagascar game. So, we'll check it. Central African Republic at this door. So far, games are up in Wabo, Nadia, Nimakwe man. In fact, what's not a share charge, and apart from say or share charge, Ghana and the Kobo 1-1. So, we think, yeah, whenever they are playing at home, they are a very solid team and a solid side of the ball. But this is a game, almost they are not playing at home, they also play El Casablanca, that is Star Labi Zoali. I think Mali. I mean the least for and I said the worst for Mali and that game might be a draw in that game. So I think that a double chance for Mali and highly possible was sad game. I don't think they will stop. I mean Mali will lose to Central African Republic at this time. Ghana, Madagascar, list to me this looks like a tough game. This is going to be one of the toughest games. Ghana a campaign for qualification to the 2026 World Cup. I remember the last time Black Stars played against Madagascar was at the stadium El Babayara. It took a last minute chance for Inaki Williams, Sobekaya, Gideon Mensenya go Pia.
And you're Madagascar, you're cross here.
Across here now.
That
was Inaki's first goal for Black Stars.
Yeah.
Now Inaki a ball on Shego. Emma Mikaisa Mikushia Inaki sisters for Nebusan for me was in any Beshego and Pampa, Inaki Shego. And last minute, and least to Madagascar for open one African country defensively, Omia Buddha. They are over to the first 5 teams, so the Madagascar mission. They defend very well, and I want to Omudi is set, Omudi at intimidity, and there's over Bomudi. And when they are defending, Omo 4-5-1, that 4-5-1 list to Omodi answer, Ombebo low block. No munya counter, nay, Oma punish you. It's the version of game against Omugima, Omo boy, Omo share a 4-1.
Almost a Central African Republic for one. They considered first goal.
Considered first goal. So, we show possession and position how almost set up a team now. Almost set up a 4-5 formation and more brand friend Ryan Ravlos. We see a come on young boys. Or she 2 goals in that game. And also have a more striker. Or more another player. Only did Arnold Randiana these are players most of them we serve front 4. The only player the star man that Ryan Ravlosin. And in fact this player the last time Madagascar for any Black Stars boy he was part of that squad. To be very honest, it's going to be an interesting game, a very very hard. But also to add Akase, this is the final. Because this tour, we are playing against a Madagascar side. This tour, Omo consider the least goals. Group, just 3 goals out of 5 games. Into a team, this tour, only the Kwakushia. Eddie say even Obeshe no Crampono. Eddie, we saw how Ghana struggled to score them. Babayera. With that long goal, last minute goal in Aki Williams, 90 plus 6. Time last one, sir. Can you say I'm picking a point from Kumasi? That is Babayera Sports Stadium. So to me, this game is going to be an interesting game. A very, very hard. Watch Madagascar 14 na list or more 10 points. And if they are able to pick a point from this game, it means that they still have a chance 2 points. So Ghana to 3 points, then Madagascar can win any game. That would be a huge loss to Ghana. In as much as this two, Oma lose just one game. We have Madagascar for the list with fewest goals Oma consider. Oma win it 3 times, about draw, and Oma lose just 1. That is the game Oma lose to Ghana. And in fact, Madagascar coming up against Ghana shouldn't be a game I best care Ghana because this is a team. Ghana Madagascar games are so from Ghana a dominating game. I'm not expecting Madagascar to possess the game to win the game, but even this two, a game against Chad. If Chad had a better front 3, and can the results are your class person Friday would have been different. You know how Madagascar for Chad for counter attack, how G3 and a defense. This time round, I'm not expecting Coach Otuado to approach the game how we approach Chad because these are 2 different teams. And Chad and Madagascar team different. So this is a Madagascar team. The new coach Corrington renting by used to the first game when you win and right now Oko Madagascar they have the hopes, they have the belief that they can qualify for the World Cup for the first time in our country in history. So the boys are more this mentality, are more this belief that to me it's going to be an interesting thing, interesting game for all the 2 teams. But I checking Madagascar, at least all their last 3 games, especially their World Cup qualifiers, same as Ghana. So it's going to be an interesting game. But for me, having someone coming through that match with Central African Republic, having that win and everything, it possesses they have a very good team. And they Abrantia say it's me stopping now. Many budget Ravios. I say I'm afraid I need to say it. Because that player, the last time Madagascar show Kumasi, which I came front trainer, he was the only player in your council squad. And you see a kind of young boys. He's very fast, he's very quick, and then Madagascar played their game according to him. Into a low block.
Yeah, so that on a break, right? They'll hit on a break. Oh yeah, I foresee that.
I'm expecting Kingsley Schindler, Gideon Mensah, and the defense to be on alert. In fact, young players are on beating and stopping or more counter attack. You Chad, so means Chad a boy counter attack, you Silas to speed.
Yeah.
Senjikukwa, so to me, used to. I think that is going to be very difficult.
Okay.
A very difficult game. Coach Otuado, I can say a better lineup. Reported from Morocco, Chelsea, still Benjamin Asari Abe is going to start in post. if you are going to play, I'm expecting one player.
Oh dear. Gambo ya mo gambo idi e te faso wa djuma mi be dum krom ano ye cross ball back o mo ne Madagascar ye cross ball back no lu da baabi no da be mo de wo de mo fani agro
he's still back. To me, I would have been confident that can best at his game in the post, but reports interest the coach is going to start the player Benjamin said, but reports also said we are going to see another central midfielder close to Thomas Partey, because ball number one, if they are going to defend now attack say Chad obutisi wechi omunya first goal na Hassan I just say team defensive omuye good e we group in so if you are going to play against that team obia least to what consider just 3 goals, that is the team what we can say what consider less goals. It means that defensively I'm defending same teams in now your group and was actually 8 goals, so I was say I 9 goals. That is the team what more goals after Ghana. In this one team he will find ways and means to break you now I show. So I think that we have to play two pivotal midfielders.
Okay.
So maybe more numbers in terms of if these players almost a year, but you more numbers to recover. I'm expecting say attack is now you start your move against Germany, very risky back. In this game, I will go in for Gideon Mensah. Salisu as I think so, but I'll be starting Salisu. But ideally, if you can have a 3-back system, can be point because least to so 4-5-1 on board. Or more players out flanks. So say about 3-back system. It means that you bring more players in the middle and also at the flanks. I'm expecting to see Jerome Opoku beat master team. Beating the Jerome Akasalisu, any Jikumo at the midfield. Kingsley Schindler, any Gideon Mensah will be there.
Okay.
The left wing back and the right wing back position. Abu Francis and Thomas Partey will be the 2 pivotal midfielder. Who may control game in terms of possession, in terms of tackling. These are players at least who can second bridge any Thomas Partey in terms of duels, interceptions, and they've been doing well for their clubs, and I'm expecting them say to replicate it, same thing for the Black Stars.
Okay, right.
You're starting war flanks. Send your rest for
you know it is not possible.
Say it's about 3 back now. The front 3 is like a front.
Okay.
In the front 3 by Mohamed Kudus, Jordan Ayew, any Inaki Williams. Situation whereby even small ball Inaki Semenyo, Jordan Ayew, any Semenyo up front. Na Kudus and Joe Bechibasit, and may depend on how you best set here. So to me, a 3-back system also protect the team, and who Inaki or Jordan or Kudusa against Madagascar, who so keep pressure now possessing game now. I think that we might get
okay. All right. Yensha also enough for an nafi yen sorry so now.
Okay, into the games kakrabi air koswa ye pesi timi air den efiska ewo. Into we Ghana game on bebo against Madagascar, and I think it's a game with a win or draw Ghana beat me I den afa we were point here or into Meko Ghana win or draw. England Lavia Meko over 2.5 full game, and Ivory Coast Gambia home win for Ivory Coast, and now Central African Republic and Mali tag game news Meko over 2.5 into odds no A5 odds could no A V7 FY V7 FY.
Okay. Cham yankwe.
Yes, list of man odds for the day now as a daily chops some few selected games across the Nations League. The African qualifiers for World Cup. I think that the first game for a match, the first game, England game. We're going for straight win, and over 1.5 for England. Poland win, and over 1.5. Ghana win or draw. Tunisia win or draw, and Ivory Coast win. We sense to be able to England win and over 1.5, Poland win and over 1.5, Ghana win or draw, Tunisia win or draw, and then Ivory Coast to win. Could no, Z7FY. Z7FY is to.
Okay, working on it a match in a work or so. I want to Guinea Bissau. No. Neutral grounds and if I'm coming here, okay. Let me here we now. Okay, so name so mediano. Liberia and Sao Tome and Principe. Liberia win. Burkina Faso and Guinea Bissau. Burkina Faso win or draw. Mali in Central African Republic. Mali to win. Finland and Lithuania. Finland away win or draw. Ivory Coast, Gambia, win or draw under 4.5. Ghana versus Madagascar, Ghana win or draw. Romania and San Marino, Romania half times over 0.5. That is match in half time over 0.5. Poland and Malta, Poland home win. England and Latvia over 1.5 first half. Bosnia-Herzegovina and Cyprus. Bosnia-Herzegovina win or draw. Albania and Andorra. Albania to score 2. Tunisia to win. Ethiopia, Djibouti. Ethiopia win. That is IMM median. Ethiopia, Djibouti. Ethiopia win. Tunisia win. Albania and Andorra. Albania to score 2. Bosnia-Herzegovina and Cyprus. Bosnia win or draw. England and Latvia. First half of 1.5. Poland and Malta, Poland win. Romania and San Marino, first half 0.5. Ghana, Madagascar, Ghana win or draw. Ivory Coast, the Gambia, Ivory Coast home win or draw under 4.5. Finland, equal way to Lithuania, Finland win or draw. Mali, Central African Republic, Mali to win. And Burkina Faso and Guinea Bissau, Burkina Faso win or draw. Liberia and Sao Tome and Principe. Liberia home win. Nyame aduma ochina there be enwumre ye be the live commentary be bramo na wahu de ekone de eba medin the list wa wote Brakwaku kan utimi se na Brakwaku go baby o de asiso no ye wi akodidi ye wi akezi tenye ize saka wa hase saso na ye bra pani ba kuso hase ose me peni din no na me bono obi ehu na bibia koye nyame adoma enwumre